Hey, what's going on YouTube? Today we'll to start off the first video of the new YouTube channel. I will be doing an unboxing and basic review of the Flir PTS536. So to start off, I got this at Cabela's, retails at $3,800, and picked it up. To start off, comes in a very nice protective hard case. Reminds me of a Pelican hard case, but it's a real nice thing to have if you're always taking off your gun, putting it in there, throwing it around the truck. Don't have to worry about getting it damaged or anything. So it's really nice and protective. And then once you first open it up, kind of looks like this. It has a little thank you note, quick start guide, and then a user manual. If you're unfamiliar with this system or many other thermal devices, definitely read through it all. You can definitely see kind of what all you can do with it, what all the options are, and really how to use it. So after that, here's just some of the components. Comes with a cord, wire. This is to connect to an external battery or your computer to download the images, videos that you take. And then comes with a nice little lens cloth, extra battery holder, and then comes with two batteries. It runs on CR123A batteries. And then here's the device itself, Flir PTS536. So I'm just gonna do a little front to back with it before I talk too much about the details on the inside. Front to back, here's the eye cup. I really like how it's tapered off, so that way it fits your eye really well instead of the flat ones like Pulsar has or ATN. It's a lot easier to just go around the eye. It fits well. You don't really have to like push up against it to be able to see everything. So I like the eye cup. Next you have the diopter adjustment, this dial right here. That's just to adjust it to the reticle, the image to your eye. Next after that, we have the on-off switch. Is this little lever right here. So on, standby. So there's three sections: on, off, and standby. Whenever it's just sitting on off, you can't twist it. In order to turn it on or to standby, you have to pull it out a little bit and then twist it. Which I like, so that you don't accidentally turn it on whenever it's in the car or something and you just run down a whole lot of battery. You don't really want to do that. And then it's very simple to switch between standby and off. I really like standby function because sometimes when I want it ready, but I don't want it on and wasting a whole lot of battery, I just set it on standby. The turn on time is only a few seconds, maybe 3 or 4. But if you're ever pig hunting, stalking, you need to be able to be pretty quick with it sometimes. So from standby to on, it's pretty much instant. So I like that feature. Next we have the button menu, 5-button menu. Here's your center button. This will turn on the menu whenever you're on the inside. Then you got your left and right kind of navigation, up and down navigation, then also works for zoom. After the buttons, we get to the focus lens, or the focus ring. So this is to focus the image. I typically focus mine at 100 and just leave it there. I don't really like messing with it, and if it's at 100, you can see pretty good images most distances, and it's just another thing to not really have to touch. Right here is the battery compartment. You just unscrew this off, take it out, drop 2 batteries in there, CR123A batteries, put it back on. It won't ever fall off because you got this little wire, so you don't have to worry about losing it. For the battery life of this, it's with those two batteries, it's about 4 hours. That's what they say. But really, if you're doing a lot of hunting with it, and you don't want to keep going through those expensive batteries, I recommend getting an external battery pack. You can do it really simply with just taping or tying a external battery to your stock or your rifle somewhere, the railing, and then just plug it in, and that's what you use. or if you want to spend, you know, a little over $100, you can get the Pulsar Flir external battery pack that you can mount on a gun. Also, what I like about this is if you have one of those mountable external battery packs, you can mount it right here on the side, right next to this port, which is where you'll plug it in. So definitely use an external battery pack with this. I've been using it. I just don't want to ever hassle with having to change out batteries in the middle of a hunt, because that can get really annoying, and then having to keep paying for more and more batteries. So definitely get a rechargeable external battery pack for this. And then, so next is the lens cover. I really like this lens cover that it comes with. It's a nice rubber, pops off pretty easy. You can slide it around different sides, angles. What I actually do whenever I go hunt is I just take it off. Just pops right off, pops right back on. I like to take it off just because sometimes it just kind of gets in the way a little bit, and it's another thing to have to worry about having to take off or put back on, especially during a hunt. One time I was being stupid and just couldn't figure out why I couldn't see anything. Realized that the lens cover I thought was taken off was actually covering up the lens, and it was pitch black, so I couldn't really see and couldn't really tell until I really started feeling around and noticed it was in the way, threw it out of the way. You can go on this side, on this side, or this side. If it's on this side, it'll usually get in the way of the ejector port, which can be annoying if, you know, the bolts are bouncing out, or the casings are bouncing off of it. Something you don't really want. And then lastly, on the outside is you've got this QD mount. It works very nice. It's great switching between rifles. You can have 3 rifle profiles on this and switch it, whether that be, you know, you want to run different ammo, you know, you want to do longer range rather than shorter range, whatever, but you can change it to different rifles. It's a great feature. And the return to 0, yeah, haven't had a problem with it. I've done it a few times and it's been right on after changing over. Just make sure you put it on the same spot on the railing. But yeah, definitely a great feature having that quick detach. Really nice to have. So now more about the internals itself. This has a base magnification of 4 power. So in the thermal game, that's a little high. I like it because I'll get into that in a second. So it's a base 4 power, and then next important part is the sensor. This has a 384 sensor, which is the lower of really the 2 main ones. There's 384 and 640, which are the 2 biggest ones. So it is 384, so that's kind of why the price of $3,800, you're really gonna have to spend you know, a couple more thousand to get those better 640s. But the neat thing about that base time zoom is, compared to my Thermion, my Pulsar Thermion XP50, that's a 640 with a 2 times base magnification, is if that Pulsar is you do 2 times magnification and then the 2 times zoom, so it'll equal that 4 times zoom right there. I actually get clearer pictures from this than I do with the Pulsar. So that's really nice to have if you're in the long range business, long range shooting or hunting, because you can see clear images from farther away. So that's definitely really nice to have. But then again, if you're closer range, you can see it's a little bit, you can't really scan as well. But if you have night vision binocular or a thermal monocular and you scan with that, this is then great to have with. I usually scan with my Pulsar with that 2 times base magnification, and then me and another person will be using this. This is my secondary thermal. I typically use the Thermion for scanning if I'm just by myself, but this is the first thing I grab if I'm ever having someone else come out and shoot with me. Super easy to use. I had this on an AR-10, super heavy, long gun, and so that was put on the Bog Death Grip, and that was more for, you know, you get 100 yards away and you just plink it. Super easy to use without having to really adjust too much. So yeah, 100 yards, that's what I had mine sighted in at, and it works great. get those neck and head shots. I typically like to use the neck just in between that shoulder blade and the head, a little bit just barely down left, 1.5 inch down left behind the ear. That's where I like to try and hit them. And with this, it did great with that. But I think it's a great scope. So more on the internals, you can pick between a bunch of different color palettes, reticles, different color reticles types. I usually like the color palette of White Hot. I think it just stands out the most and best for contrast. And if you're scanning field, or if you're trying to find what you're looking at, it's really simple to do that. But yeah, different reticles, different color palettes, and makes for a lot of user adjustments. You can also adjust the image itself with contrast, grain, sharpness, and kind of adapt to your weather conditions and your situation. I typically have it set pretty much with what it came with, the standard settings. You can play with it a little bit. I played with it just a little, but it's really just depending on where you are, what your weather's like. If it's super humid, not humid, if it's really dry. So just play along with that. But that's a really neat feature that not a lot of thermals I've been using have had. So another thing is video recording. This is another great feature. A lot of thermals and night visions have, not all, but most. You can do video or pictures, and they come out looking just fine. I'll add some video clips from this at the end of this video. But super good function right there. Another thing I really like about it is the recoil activated video, which I really like because I always forget to turn on the video. I've missed a couple hunts with the Pulsar, the Thermion, because they don't do that. I've just forgot to click the on button and missed a few shots, missed seeing a few hunts with that. So it's really nice having that recoil activated video on, just because it's another thing you don't have to really think about, and it's just, or take up more time. It's just, you get there, you shoot, it records. You can adjust the time from when it records, whether that for before and after. I have it set on the standard 5 seconds before, 10 seconds after. It'll also catch any follow-up shots or anything like that. Really like that feature. Really wish Pulsar would do the recoil activated video. Just because you can turn it off if you don't need it, but it's really nice to have, and if I had it on my Pulsar, I definitely have that activated. Another thing on the internals with it is the bullet count or magazine count. So in the settings, you can set how many bullets are in your magazine. So I was using an AR-10 that had a 20 round magazine, so I set it to 20 rounds in here, and it'll count down every shot you take. So if you don't have a magazine window, or it's pitch black, you don't really want to check, whatever, you can definitely see how many bullets you have left in there. So I really like that feature. You can just pop into settings, reset it whenever you reload your magazine. If you got a 30 round magazine, you can pop that in there. But definitely another nice feature. And then that's pretty much it on this. For the video recording, most scopes have a microphone. This one does not. So if you're looking for a lot of sound with or being able to record the sound of your hunts, this doesn't have that. Most of Pulsars do, but besides that, video functions great, just you won't have sound. And a lot of times with the Pulsars, they actually don't function with Apple devices. You have to download it to a computer in order to get sound. So really, I don't have sound on any of my videos, so that's not a big deal for me. But if that's a breaking point and you really need sound, then probably shouldn't get this one. But still has that great video recording. So with that 4x base magnification, you do get a very clear image for this being a 384, and it being able to see an animal pretty far away. Then you have 2x and 4x digital magnification that you can also do on this to get really far away, but as you zoom in, it'll downgrade the quality of the image a little bit. But with that 4x base magnification, this is a very good scope for long range budget relatively, for longer range night vision or thermal hunting, because you can really get good pictures from really far away, a couple 100 yards easy. So I'm actually in the car right now because I'm at Cabela's. I'm about to return this scope, not for it being bad or anything, defective, nothing like that. It's just not what I need. I really like the Pulsar Thermion, but that retails for about $5,000, so it's a lot more expensive. But it's got that 640 resolution, and I like to use it for scanning. So because I have that, I don't really need a super expensive thermal, because this is just one I'm giving to a buddy that's shooting with me or going on a hunt. I don't need that extra super nice thermal, so I'm actually going to be budgeting down to the Pulsar RXQ30 V, which retails for $1,900. So it's about almost half the price. It's half the price, and that one comes with a 384 sensor, but that doesn't have any video capabilities. It's just a basic thermal scope. But that's just what I need, and if I can save, you know, almost $2,000, I'm going to do that. But if you're primarily shooting longer range, you don't want to get too close. With my Thermion, I like to get within, you know, 25-50 yards. It helps with follow-up shots. You're going to get better accuracy, especially with the AR pistol I'm using, that short barrel. I want to get it as close as possible. But if you're putting on this on a bolt action, some long range rifle, definitely good to use. And it's a pretty good price for thermal and getting into it. It's a little bit more than intro. For intro, I'd probably go with the Pulsar RXQ30V or the ATN Thor for $2,000. There's a lot of bad things about ATN, with mostly their customer service that I've encountered with, and I've used ATN Thor a little bit, but I returned mine to upgrade a little bit to that other Thermion. But yeah, definitely long range. Pick this one up, $3,800. You can find it online, Cabela's. You can usually get some pretty good discounts at a couple places. Another thing about Flir is that they've actually started to discontinue selling to thermal scopes to civilians, so it's a lot harder to find these. But if you can pick one up, I definitely recommend it, if that's kind of what suits your style of hunting or your situation. But just not mine, so that's why I'm going with a different scope. And like I said, this is my first video. Please let me know what I need to do better. Hopefully I won't be in the car next time, and can get you a little bit better you know, view of the camera. But I'll post the specs and everything in this video towards the end, and then with some video examples that I've done with hunting with this. And I mean, it's a good scope. I definitely recommend it. For, you know, this video, like, comment, subscribe. Please tell me what you want to see more of, less of, whatever. You know, this first video, so tell me what I'm doing wrong. Tell me what you want to see. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe. The rest of my videos, I'm gonna keep doing reviews and demos of the different scopes, weapons, ammo, all that equipment that I use. I'll just be kind of going over that. Next one will probably be that Pulsar Thermion XP50. I'll be reloading pretty soon, so I'll be doing videos of that, and then adding, once I get a good pile of hunting videos, I'll start posting those too. Please let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever. Also on Instagram at Texas Pig Hunting. Come support. I'm also working on a new logo, well, a logo, and then going to be getting some t-shirts, hats, stickers, and all that fun stuff. So yeah, let me know what you think. Hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good one.